Hi, I'm Tyrone Martin, CEO of Nitram Partnering Group. I didn't intend to start my own consulting company. I was working with another consulting company for 5 years. Um, we had to part ways, but I realized working with many of the entrepreneurs here in Columbus that there was always something missing, and a part of it was something I love to do. Educating entrepreneurs about the process of building a business was something I always had a passion for. So instead of stopping uh, and potentially going back to a marketing and promotion company that I had ran for 15 years, I decided to continue to educate. I was asked by one of our partners to teach a class before I had started my business. And I agreed, and I realized there was a need. Continued education helps entrepreneurs get past a lot of the, I guess, bumps and blockage that they would run into. So I decided to develop a company that focused on educating entrepreneurs, but also giving them that sense of I have someone to partner with and collaborate with. I didn't want to leave them in the dark. Many educators or consultants, once they do their job, they leave the entrepreneur alone. And I didn't want to do that. So I wanted to let them know and put a mission for my company to always educate, uh, collaborate, and consultate. So those are the three pillars of my business, and I love what I do. So that's the reason why I started Nitram Partnering Group. What helped me develop my process, and I'm not saying it's the best process, but what helped me develop the natural process that I believe I have with working with entrepreneurs is that I understand them. When you run your own business for many years without the support of a consultant or a partner to help you and guide you, I didn't know any other business owners at that time when I started my first business. So I stumbled through. I made a lot of mistakes, and it helped me understand, or at least be understanding to new entrepreneurs now, with some of the common mistakes that they're going to make without someone guiding them. I didn't have a business plan. I didn't have the structure of a plan at that time. And I know having a structured process will help eliminate a lot of that. So I catch them before they start. I meet them where they are, and I'm more understanding of what they're trying to do and why. So it helps me make sure that I give them the proper information and the proper compassion to move forward with their business. So as a youth, um, the only way I would learn, and this is funny, the only way I could learn a subject matter is by teaching the subject matter. So even as a 12-year-old, I tutored younger children, not because I wanted to teach them at that time, I wanted to learn. And so to have people around me that I could share knowledge with while I'm learning at the same time, it just really helped me. So you could call it selfish learning. Um, but I like to see their eyes open up, and I like to see their minds expand when they find out something new that they can utilize. And so our youth are our future. And if we don't develop them now, you've seen the chaos that's out there now. So I'm hoping to mold them into a way that they can uh, have better initiatives and better drive, more positive drive, not more negative. We've seen enough of the negative. So let's all, I'm hoping all of us guide the youth to a better place. Some of the main takeaways that I um, I got from that is the information I was giving was valuable. It was needed. I actually had a couple of students who were angry that the information wasn't presented sooner. And they wondered, where was I? So I found that a little humorous, and I was appreciative that they valued the information I was giving, but just the lack of knowledge. And I know many of the students have been through other cohorts, and I'm all about giving you the foundation, the real information, and just the fact that they were missing a lot of that, and that they were amazed and their eyes widened up very large because they felt it was information they had never received before. So that was one of the biggest takeaways through that cohort. It made me feel that what I'm doing is the right thing to do. Well, one of the challenges that I noticed was a lot of the entrepreneurs that were in the cohort, I don't think they thought beyond their product and their service. They didn't think about running the business as a owner. They more or less thought about working their business as an employee. And there's a lot more to growing a business than, running a business. You have to look at the financials. You have to understand marketing, when to expand your marketing, what partners you need to help execute your strategies. There's a lot more than just having a product. And I think most of them didn't understand that you had to look beyond that. And once they learned it, it was something new to them. It created a whole new thought process, even about branding. That branding mattered. The colors you use, the fonts you use in your advertisement, the imagery. What image and what message are you trying to portray with your product or service? What is the message you want to come across? I think that was the biggest takeaway from that. Well, one of the biggest pitfalls is not looking at your financials. Many of them did not understand the financials. They had never thought about it. They didn't realize how important it was to look at your projections. When you're trying to generate a certain revenue, you project what you need, what your expenses are, and what you need to meet those expenses plus gain a profit. And if you're not meeting those expenses, you want to know that as early as possible. You don't want to spend more than you're earning. And that was one of the things that caught their attention, was the falling into the financial pitfall. Was something many other businesses fall into that are not taking a course. They've been in business for 10, 15 years, and they're still losing money on a daily basis. I share with them, you're going to feel stuck many times. And if you're doing good at your business, you might feel a little bit overwhelmed. Sometimes the business can take off faster than you are ready for it to take off. And that's when you know it's time to employ some help, either a new employee or even contract someone out. You can test the waters by contracting someone out for a limited period of time to see if you can handle the work. Sometimes the workload is too much for one person, and that's always for new entrepreneurs. We have to wear many hats. And so divvying out those responsibilities, even if you hire one person and you can get some of the responsibilities off of you, it can calm you down a little bit more. Just make sure the person is knowledgeable and can do the tasks that you need them to do. And you don't have to try to get them to do everything. Just a few common tasks that you normally don't like to do. And that can help with, having everything on your plate, and it can calm things down, and you may not feel as overwhelmed as you normally would. That question goes back to understanding your financials, but also understanding your customers, your customer needs, and the willingness to pivot when necessary. Uh, Watching your financials is very important. That's how you look in, if your business is working, knowing that you are meeting a need and that you understand your customers' needs, you can grow your business. Maintaining that, keep growing, keep investing back into your business. The ones that struggle are not understanding their financials, not understanding their pricing, and not going after their target market. Sometimes the market is in one area and there's focus on another area completely, and they miss the mark. Or they operate without fulfilling a need that a customer may have. You know, they may produce something that no one is willing to pay for. It's a great item, but it's not so great that someone wants to pay for it. A lot of it is I think right now we have a lot of small businesses opening up, and 80%, maybe 70 or 80% of those businesses are women owned, which is great. And they're getting the, education. Many of them are getting the correct education. Some of it relies on help from the city. Nonprofit organizations are coming up strongly, but with the hopes and dreams of their friends and family, a lot of those businesses may fail. I do love the fact that small business is thriving here in Columbus right now, and I hope that momentum continues to grow. If we can maintain stability, it's going to be great. You're going to see a lot of successful businesses who have started and have stabilized, and they understand their market. One of the first things I look for when I start working with a new client who's starting a business or have started a business is I want to find out why they start the business. What was the need? What problem or solution, what problem and solution they were providing, the problem they saw and the solution that they're providing. That's one of the first things. And where are they trying to go? That's one of the first things I want to establish. And if they have a viable business to begin with. Sometimes a customer wants to work with me, and I will look at the business model and I tell them, you don't have a viable business. And I would ask them, do they even understand their business model and who their customers are? And that could change. I could lose a client, but I don't want to take money from someone that is not in a position to grow. And if they don't have a viable business or a viable product or service, I'm going to share that with them first before I start taking money from them. Well, a strong business foundation for me is you have everything laid out. One of the things that I teach is business modeling. So that helps you understand what's your value proposition. That means what value your customers are going to receive from your business. Most business owners cannot articulate their value proposition. They don't know. So one thing is I want to make sure that they understand their value. And I do want to know that they understand their target customers. Who are they going to serve? And if they're solving a problem that their target customer have, that's one of the key things you're going to need. You should be solving a problem for someone. How you're going to solve that problem, make sure you understand how you're going to reach your target customers. That is one thing, how you connect with them. Is it one-on-one? Is it automation? You want to find out how you're going to connect with those customers. And then who do you partner with? Do you have to partner? Is someone going to help you deliver your value proposition? That's one of the important things is when you're running a business, who is going to help you? Who do you partner with? And who's your target customers? And then what value are you going to deliver? If you know that, right now, I know you have a firm a firm understanding of a foundation for your business. That's the basis for your business. And then next you go into levels when you're talking about the financials and make sure you understand that. But understanding who you're serving, why you're serving, and how you're serving is very key in building a strong foundation. My personal philosophy, it always shows up because I'm always sharing with them. If you don't plan your business and structure your business to where it flows on its own, then you're setting yourself up for failure if you do not do that. I like people to get a full understanding of what their business is, how it flows, and who it serves. And I share that in every class I teach because having the foundation, having the full understanding is important. I've seen too many small business owners walk around not even knowing what business they're in. So if you can explain your business and your value proposition, when I ask you a quick question, then I know you've put some work into it. If it takes you a minute to explain, or if you have to think about it, then you're not putting a lot of work into your business. So, they call it the 20-second soundbite. You should be able to explain your business in those 20 seconds. Who you are, what your business is, what your business does, and who it's for should be very easy for you if you are running your business. If it comes to you as a surprise and you have to think about it, you don't know what business you're in. I get motivated on a regular daily basis. Many new entrepreneurs come up with the greatest ideas, and I love it. And I love to see their eyes light up when they share that idea with me, and I start thinking all kinds of processes in my head about how I can improve this business, what they can do, who they can do it for, how to market it. And I just, I get on 10 when I want to share all that information with them. It's almost like I can do it for free because they spark up so many ideas for me to share with them, and just to be able to help and give them something, even if it's just a single nugget to go on. I love seeing them understand the value, and I love delivering it. That's always been a passion. I have a passion for helping others, even in my own spare time. Never give up on your dreams. Never think that you can do it alone. Always support others and hope, not expect, hope and appreciate if they support you. Nothing's guaranteed, but we can always deliver kindness from ourselves and hope to inspire others to be kind to us. So that's what I always want them to take away. I want them to give as much as they are trying to receive. Not what they receive, but what they're trying to receive. Give that much, if not more. Always give to something that you're hoping someone would want to give for you. And just share. Don't be gatekeepers. I think we talked about that. Never be a gatekeeper. Share your information. If you have a great idea and you're not going to use it, give it to someone else. And in 5 years, I actually am hoping to create an entrepreneurial center. That's one of my goals, is to create a real business center where they can come in, work on their business, get consultation when they need it, and have a place where they can network with other entrepreneurs to share business ideas and get that support and help. One of the things I found out with new entrepreneurs is they work quietly on their own in seclusion, and that's no way to be. You're secluded, you're by yourself, and that's where a lot of the worries come in. But when you're out in an innovation center atmosphere, um, you get rejuvenated and you get new ideas when there's other business owners coming to you, sharing their thoughts and ideas and their critiques. You keep your mind sharp. When you're home alone working, some people are working out of their bedrooms, on their kitchen tables, maybe in a small area of their home, and there is no motivation, there is no inspiration. It's just them, and you can feel that, as we talked about, overwhelmed in that space. So I want to be able to educate from a consultant's point in my own innovation center. That's what I see in 5 years. They can reach me from my website, nitrampartnering.com. The group is not on the end of that. I wanted to shorten it, so it's nitrampartnering.com. They can go to connect with me on Instagram at Nitram Partnering. And they can also send me an email at Tyrone at nitrampartnering.com.